Hey, buddy.
What's up?
Nothing. Just hanging out.
Oh, you know what we forgot to do? The community post. Crap.
Yeah, post that shit. Mm-hmm. Anyways, what's going on, y'all? Day one podcast. We're back. You already know what it is.
Another
I'm
day.
the boy Kyle.
Another
Okay.
day on the day one
Another
podcast.
day. Another day. I'm Kyle. That's Anthony over there.
Making the community post.
Yeah, bro. Packed show. We're gonna wrap up the wild card round, talk about the games. We're gonna talk about maybe some of the losers, what they might go ahead and do in the offseason, because I feel like a lot of teams had some hope and it got shot down pretty quickly in the playoffs. And we're also gonna talk about arguably, to start the show, we're gonna talk about arguably the greatest professional gamer ever retiring from his selective game. But yeah, bro, a lot of stuff to unpack.
Indeed.
But now I'll start it off with we can talk about Scump. So for those of you that don't play video games, a lot of you do, a lot of you maybe don't. Optic Scump, Seth Abner, he was a competitive Call of Duty player for 11, 12 years. He just announced his retirement 2 days ago from the pro scene in Call of Duty specifically. And this kind of hits me personally at home because, I grew up, everyone's got their game growing up, you know what I mean? Yours is Madden. Mine's Call of Duty. And I remember being 15, you know what I mean, just starting to play video games, and I'm watching YouTube videos of this guy back then in Black Ops 2, Call of Duty Ghosts, when he was at the peak of his powers. And I wouldn't want to say he was a hero for me, kind of in a sports world, but he kind of is. I found myself following him like I followed a Kobe and I follow a Steph Curry now and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like this hit a lot of people because it's not like it's some of these pro sports where you lose some of the top guys in the league, but newcomers come up. This guy is the face of Call of Duty, if not gaming.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Some of his, basically, these are his career stats to round it off. He played in 95 events. He won 30 of them.
Damn.
That's 1 in every 3 he's won
third
the
of your matches career.
He's won the third of his that's tournaments. That's not matches. That's tournaments.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and he's appeared in 41 finals, which is damn near half of the events he's played in.
Mm-hmm.
He had a streak. He won 8 straight tournaments in a row. Twice. Damn. He's a 2-time X Games gold medalist. Call of Duty is an X Games sport. I don't know if you knew that. But
I did.
But yeah, he's a two-time gold medalist. He had a 1 kill death ratio, and if you don't know what KD is, it's kill death. So your ratio would be, say you had 30 kills, 10 deaths, your ratio would be 3.0. So you do the math. Getting a 1 KD in competitive Call of Duty and all sports, really, I mean, all competitive first-person shooters, is very difficult. And he had a 1 KD in 47 straight tournaments, which is 5 years of 5 different games. He was above average in 47 straight tournaments. And he had a 1 KD in 84 of the 95 events he played in.
Wow.
Yeah. That's
nuts.
Yeah, that's crazy. And he's also a 1-time champion. So he won basically Call of Duty Super Bowl once. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because I think it's incredible. We're watching somebody that held an entire gaming community on his shoulders for the past 10 years, and he's decided to walk away. I think a little bit too early, but you know what I mean? You never know what the guy's going through mentally, what he wants to do with his life. So I just wanted to bring that up. Thank you, Scump. You sure as hell made my childhood watching every weekend, Thursday through Sundays. And I really appreciate all the great moments, whether it be on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, even. It's been great watching you play. And I hope you do amazing things in your post-Call of Duty career. So
Nice. Yeah. Shout out Scump.
Little tribute to the greatest Call of Duty player to ever touch the sticks. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I feel like this guy has an outreach kind of like Ninja. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like everybody knows who Ninja is. Even if you have never touched a video game in your life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's got that gravity to him just because he's been
a face for so long.
On top of the 10 years. He's LeBron. He's LeBron.
Yeah. The MJ of COD.
No, LeBron. The greatest. He's LeBron because he's the greatest. Like LeBron. Not Jordan.
You're right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Kobe, actually.
No.
Rip Kobe.
Rip Kobe. I love you, Kobe. You ain't the greatest basketball player of all time. But I love you. I love you. I got a mural of you right up here. I love you, but you ain't the greatest.
That's disrespect.
It ain't disrespect. It's all love, bro. I got a Kobe poster right there. I don't got LeBron posters in here.
Ain't no problem.
That ain't no problem. That ain't no problem.
We need Shannon on the.
We do. We need Shannon. We need the Batty Killer.
Yep. And Philly Mike.
Philly Mike.
My dog.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well.
What do you say?
Should we get into these stuff?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
That's what everyone's here for. No one really cares about the last 6 minutes I just talked about. So.
Yeah. It's cool. It's cool.
Except for
gotta get it in though. Gotta get it
in.
The
younger heads in here know.
Mm-hmm.
But.
Let us know in the chat if you like the ticker style instead of the header style.
I like the ticker. Makes us look a little bit more professional.
It's true.
I mean, we got to get more stuff in the ticker.
Yeah, we got to get like a background and stuff, things of that nature.
Yeah.
But yeah,
we're
working on it. So
what game you want
wild card review. Let me just share the screen here really quick. I feel like a teacher saying that.
Yeah, bro.
That's crazy.
Take me to school, homie.
Got you. We don't like that one. All right. So 6 games this wild card weekend. Our boy right here, not me, down here, it went 6 for 6. I went 5 for 6, which is cool. I'm gonna be honest. I let my bias kind of get in the way of it.
You did,
but
cool. And you know what?
Ain't no problem.
Thank you for admitting that. Thank you very much.
I tell you, I'll admit it.
Because like when you really look back at it, an 8-9 team that's been playing like ass the entire season hasn't really found any rhythm going against a 12-5 team that hasn't lost back-to-back all season.
Yeah.
9 out of 10 times you should pick the better team.
Yeah.
So I hope you learn from that and grow. Okay?
Yeah.
Man, what do you think? Seattle, San Fran first? We'll just go in order of the weekend?
Yeah, we could do that. So, San Fran takes care of family business at home against the Seahawks, 41-23. Interesting game in the first half. The Seahawks were up, what was that? Like 17-14 or 16 or something like that.
Yep.
They had a really bad personal foul penalty at the half that got the Seahawks in field goal range, and they capitalized, got the lead at half, and it was looking like a upset watch for a little bit there. Yeah. The Seahawks came out, they played good. Geno Smith was showing why he was going to be the starter in the Pro Bowl this year for the NFC.
Mm-hmm.
But in the second half, I mean, the 49ers, they put together a really good drive out of half and then got a huge turnover. And then after that, just opened wide up.
Yeah, like I think you look at the game and Like, I don't feel like this should necessarily fall on Geno. You know what I mean? They weren't supposed to be there. They were going up against the juggernaut, my favorite out of the NFC. 25 for 35, 253 yards, 2 tutties and a pick. Seems like a average to good quarterback type game in the playoffs. I'm not really going to kill him on that.
No,
You know what I mean? And
good.
yeah, he did. I feel like they fell off in the second half, but you're going to against that team, especially with that momentum killer before the halftime. So,
yeah, when the Niners scored and Seattle had to get points and had that costly strip sack, that's where it all just unraveled from there. And you saw it. They were frustrated. It just got away from them, and the 49ers just absolutely put them in the dirt. Yeah, they show why they were the better team. Brock Purdy also got into his own. First half, he was really erratic.
Yep.
Wasn't on target. Second half, they came in, settled in a little bit. I feel like once they got that turnover, the defense got that huge stop. I mean, when they got the drive and then they got the huge stop, they were able to really get into their rhythm.
Yeah. Yeah. And I actually want to ask you your opinion on this. What should Seattle do moving forward?
As far as quarterback?
Quarterback, like team-wise, like personally, I don't think they're going to be back here again next year. I personally don't think they're good enough. I think they caught fire in a bottle. I don't know if you agree. I think Geno's good enough to lead a team to plus 500, but I mean, you look around that team, like what? I don't feel like they have a position other than receiver and running back that they should feel like they can't upgrade.
Yeah, I mean, they already said that Geno was going to be back next year, so that kind of puts to rest the quarterback question. I think you really just kind of retool around him and the young guys on defense, because that's really where they were kind of exposed there when the 49ers were on offense, and like in the second half specifically, because in the first half they were doing a really good job. You gotta get some guys there like that can like cover one-on-one, because you can't stop all Debo, CMC, Kittle.
No.
Can't stop all of them.
No, and I think going forward they need another corner. I think Tariq Woolen was an amazing pick.
Yeah.
In this year's draft,
They need another one.
They need a corner. I think they need a pass rusher. Bruce Irvin's been in the league since before the Old Testament was written. He's not going to be around very long.
He's the last link to the Legion of Boom.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to say that was 10 years ago. Like that makes me feel old.
Yeah, like
I'm only 21, going on 22.
Yeah. And like Uchenna Nwosu, if that's your premier pass rusher, I don't think that's good enough.
Yeah. He's not bad, but
no, especially looking at the teams in the division.
Him to kind of feature in a system like with a Nick Bosa and a Fred Warner, or even like the Eagles sense, Hassan Reddick and Sweat and Hargrave and Nwosu.
I think they need another pass rusher. I mean, because like I feel like I think the Rams will be better next year. Maybe not a playoff team, but I think they'll be better. I think they'll be better. I don't think they'll be a playoff team. I think they'll be better.
I don't know, bro. The Rams are heading for NFL purgatory as we speak.
Yeah. But I mean, you look at the other two teams, the Niners aren't going nowhere. No. And they need somebody to chase Kyler Murray around next year. Like, I don't think they have enough in their front seven. I mean, Jordan Brooks is good. Cody Barton's okay as a linebacker.
Yeah.
I think they need a tackle.
I think, honestly, they'll be a solid second in the NFC West.
Do you?
I do.
Well, with the firing of Cliff Kingsbury makes me feel different. Yeah. If they can get a guy in there that somewhat knows how to coach, unlike Cliff Kingsbury, I think they'll be maybe a 9-10 win team next season.
I mean, maybe.
The Cardinals.
Maybe. But, again, it's too early to even ask that question because you gotta wait, gotta see how these teams are gonna retool and stuff. Like, what coach are they gonna hire?
Yeah.
You never know. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'd wait and see. I like them. I mean, it's probably going to be between them and the Cardinals for the second spot in there. I don't. The Rams are going to be ass for like the next 5 years.
Probably.
And the
Unless Matt
49ers are probably
Stafford
going to be the
plays
best
better.
in that division for the next couple of years. So it's going to be between those two for like wild card spots.
Yeah, let's keep in mind, though, Matt Stafford, he was hurt in preseason. I don't think he was ever right throughout the season. You keep hearing every weekend the shoulder to the shoulder to the shoulder. I think it was shoulder. But I think he'll be better. Cup's back. And it's the Rams. They're going to find a way to get people on their team. It's LA. You know what I'm saying?
But they're tied up a shit ton in like dead cap money.
I'm seeing
But
rumors
again, it is LA.
Yeah, it is LA. They'll find a way to maybe not be a playoff team, but be competitive enough. Like I don't see them repeating 5-12. Do you? I just think they have too much talent.
They might be like a 7 to 8 win team.
That's what I mean. They'll be competitive enough, and a couple of those wins are going to take away from Seattle.
At the worst, they might like repeat this year. 6 wins.
At worst, yeah. Mm-hmm. But
yeah,
no,
it's an interesting off-season conversation to have for sure.
And flipping sides real quick to the Niners, Brock Purdy's a guy. Yeah,
he's a guy.
Is he a guy?
He's a guy. He's not the guy. We don't know for sure if he's the guy, but he's a guy.
For me, I feel like Jimmy G's 100% gone. 100%. You now have two quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Who are one has more potential than Jimmy G, and one right now, personally, I think is better than Jimmy G.
Yeah.
So I think he's gone. Now I really feel like the question in San Fran this offseason is going to be Brock or Trey.
Yeah.
And if it's me, the guy who might lead you to a Super Bowl appearance is probably the guy.
Yeah. You also have to think though.
Yeah.
Your guy might just be a system guy. I'm gonna pull the Micah Parsons card.
Which is fine. If the system gets him to a Super Bowl appearance, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'd much rather have Brock Purdy, and it's not like they're playing these games like to cover for Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's leading that charge on offense. At least in this game he was. In the second half.
In the second half, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, he had some luck. I mean, Debo had a great run after catch. He had like a 50-yard run after catch touchdown.
They broke like 4 tackles.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't really feel like
McCaffrey went off in the running game.
That shouldn't take away from what Brock did this game, though. So I think that's their guy moving forward. I don't think it's Trey. I don't think Trey's a guy.
No, and at least like at the beginning of the year when you were saying that they were gonna like go on a huge run, I'm like, not with Trey Lance at quarterback.
And you were right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't think Trey's a guy anymore.
No, I think he got a lot of hype for being Carson Wentz's backup at North Dakota State.
He needs to go to a place where he can just go ball, not a big media place. Like, I mean, Atlanta's a big media place, but I don't feel like their fandom and the attention's big in Atlanta. If he got moved to Atlanta, because I don't feel Desmond Ritter's terrible. He's ass.
We don't hear nothing about him though.
Well, he's been playing.
I know.
He's just ass.
You don't hear anything about it though.
Yeah, well, you don't. But I feel like if Atlanta was like, hey, you know what I mean? We're in the heart of a rebuild. We're going to have to tear down our defense soon. Give us this young guy that's got upside.
Yeah.
I feel like he could go there and he could get better and play every game. So
yeah, it's a conversation to have for the offseason.
Or you just keep Trey as a backup.
Yeah.
Because I feel like this is Brock's job no matter what happens, even if they lose this weekend.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. And then we'll talk about in the offseason, obviously, is the question of keeping the guys together.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's also a question. Let's move on here.
Yep.
Let's talk Chargers Jags. Now this was an all-time classic. Jags at the buzzer, beating the Chargers 31-30. Come back from 27-0 at half.
You're welcome for the bread.
Yeah.
You're
We'll
welcome.
get into our wild card cash-ins, but this was one of them.
Mm-hmm. This was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man. You called it, man. The Chargers will always charger.
Yes, they were down 27-0, and I like a lot of people hate general media, but I personally love Nick Wright. I think he's funny as shit, and I feel like 9 out of 10 times he's not pulling stuff out of his ass. Like
I don't know about that.
Not all the time, but like
sometimes.
Obviously, you have to in that space. But no, I like him, and I tweeted at him. I was like, they were down 27-0. I said, "Don't worry, Nick, the Chargers will charger," because he's a huge Trevor Lawrence fan, and I was proven right, and I'm not surprised at all.
No,
it's a terrible loss, but like this is the Chargers.
Yeah, I mean, one half literally goes from half to half. One half you get them completely dominant. Asante Samuel Jr. with 3 interceptions. Just absolutely wreaking havoc on the game. And it's like all but over. Everybody's like, all right, you know what? Fuck it. I ain't watching this game no more. And then you turn it back on at the end of the game. Trevor Lawrence, 4 touchdowns, threw it all over the field. Travis Etienne went off. Yep. And the defense had some big stops when they needed it.
Mm-hmm. All 3 of their sacks were in the second half.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, big credit to my guy, Doug Peterson, for coaching them out of a 27-point hole. I mean, 3rd largest comeback in NFL playoff history. And just it was just a magnificent second half to watch.
And another thing too, Trevor Lawrence, I mean, he should get a little bit of disrespect because he threw 4 picks and a half. But to go ahead and forget those 4 picks in a playoff game, in your first playoff game, and say, no, I'm better than this.
At halftime.
Why? And like, when you throw 4 picks, you have to go out there willing to throw a 5th. You cannot play tight because you'll never make it back into the game.
Yeah.
He went out there and he delivered.
Yeah,
it was an incredible second half. Mm-hmm.
It's true. It was like brilliant.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence is still undefeated on Saturdays.
Yeah,
never lost.
Never lost.
Never lost.
Yeah. So, and again, this is one of the games that I saw this coming was the Jags beating them. Obviously, I didn't expect them to come back from 27 down, but
no one did, except for me.
Yeah,
except for me.
I mean, before looking at the game, I wasn't like, oh yeah,
me neither.
Going down.
Me neither. But I don't know, dude.
Yeah, that was just a crazy game, and good on them. I mean, the Jags have been in NFL purgatory for a really, really long time. I mean, they hopped out of it in 2017 a little bit, got to the AFC Championship game. But other than that, really, they just ever since like their inception and like their late 90s, early 2000s success, they've been in NFL purgatory.
Yeah, they have. Very true.
And Doug Peterson getting there was a huge step in the right direction. And this is an even bigger step in the right direction.
Yeah.
It's a team you're going to have to worry about for the upcoming years. Next year, 2 years.
Trevor's only going to get better. That team's only going to get better because it's pretty young.
Yeah.
Especially that defensive line. I feel like they need another pass rusher, but Josh Allen's coming into his own.
Yep. And next year you get Calvin Ridley back.
Yeah, that's
off of suspension.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
Problem, John. Christian Kirk with the season he had this year, I feel like is worth the money that was paid now.
Yeah.
As a 2, that's pretty damn good. Christian Kirk is a 2.
Yeah.
So, But I do want to ask, Brandon Staley should have gotten fired pretty much at the drop of the fourth quarter, right? I don't know why they're still I don't know why they're holding on to him.
I think so. I think and I was watching some Philly podcasts that also talk more like league stuff. I think that they just aren't ready to just have the massive turnover like with coaching yet. They fired the offensive coordinator. I think that's a good first step because their defense have been pretty solid for the most part. Their offensive structure just absolutely sucks.
Yeah.
Like you just like you don't know what you don't know what you're gonna get offensively with the Chargers, and that's the problem. I like. I don't know. For me personally, I don't know how he's still employed as the Chargers head coach.
Here's my problem with it is like, if they would have went out and especially like looking at the whole season, like last year, they were the big go for it on fourth down team. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that was their identity. We're going to go for it. We're going to go for it. We're going to shove it down your throat. We're going to do whatever we can. Yeah. This year, they took a huge step back from that. And that was like Brandon Staley's MO as a head coach.
Going for it. Being aggressive. Yeah.
What's the culture in that locker room? Every team's got what's their identity, bro? Like,
yeah.
They have no identity.
No idea.
And as a coach, as a head coach, the culture and an identity is the number 1 and 2 things you need to do as a head coach from day one.
Yeah.
This is how we're going to do it. This is how we're going to succeed.
Yep. Amen.
And like in the first half, I guess their defense played fine, but I'm not going to sit here and act like they were making defensive plays all over the field. Trevor Lawrence was throwing some really bad fucking balls in the first half.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, good on them to get 5 turnovers, but one of the turnovers, a fumble, was bounced off a punt. It was bounced off the Jaguars' head when he wasn't even looking at the ball.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Like, I'm sorry, I'm not giving Brandon Staley's defense the credit for that. So
they get a little bit of credit. They made the play, right?
Yeah, but then in the second half, you give up fucking 13 in the third, 11 in the fourth.
Yeah. That's just unacceptable.
No, and he's calling plays on offense. So
I don't know, man.
Why could they only got they put up 27 in the first quarter. They couldn't get more than 3 in the second half. I mean, maybe it's I do give Doug Peterson credit for that, but I'm not going to sit here and act like that defense, that offense in totality is good enough to at least get 10 in the second half.
I think so.
So it was an all-time collapse. Yep. No team has ever gone -5 on a turnover differential and won a game in the playoffs.
Yep.
So I don't know. I feel like he should have been canned. And I think the sooner you do it, the better, because the sooner you get the right guy in there with Justin Herbert, the more time you have with those two together.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to do it, but.
No.
But yeah.
Sean Payton is out there.
Do you hear the asking price for Sean Payton, though?
I think he's worth it. Sean Payton is top 3 coach
to 25 mil a year and like 2 first-round picks.
Those are from the Saints. That I'm not going to put on Sean Payton.
Yeah.
But
because they still have Sean Payton's rights.
Here's the thing, though. All these owners are billionaires. You know what I'm saying? And there is no salary cap for a coach. So I'm not going to sit here and act like he's outrageous, a top 3 coach in the NFL when he was here, to say I want to be paid like such.
Yeah, but Bill Belichick doesn't even get 25 mil a year.
Because it's Bill Belichick. It's not the Patriot way. Tom Brady never got a max when he was with the Patriots.
I don't know, man.
Matt Rule coming out of Baylor got like 7 years, $100 million or some shit like that.
That's wild.
So a
You
guy that
remember
we've
when John
seen with
Gruden went back to the Raiders and they gave him the 10-year, $100 million deal? We're all like, oh my God.
yeah. But I'm not going to sit here and say, I mean, yeah, it's a bag. It'll be the biggest coach thing, the biggest coach contract of all time. But I'm not going to sit here and hate on the Chargers for giving him 5 years, $100 million. Because Sean Payton's going to make that team better. That team would win 12 games next year. Compete for the division with Sean Payton as their head coach.
Yeah.
And
or the Broncos too. The Broncos.
I don't think the Broncos will be that good, but
Well,
be a
they'd
plus.
better
I think
with
they'd
Sean
be a
Payton, a head coach.
I think they'd be a plus 500 team.
I think so too.
Yeah, I mean, if Russell Wilson is still a guy, but
we don't know.
Yeah.
All right,
But
enough of the Chargers. Honestly, they feel like another team we should put on the another thing we should put on the list of things that we don't talk about on this program.
Yeah, the Chargers. All right,
but that's your call. I don't really.
Yeah, and that's till post Super Bowl. Okay.
Yep.
We can start talking about that team in Colorado after the Super Bowl. Okay, I'm a little pissed you brought them up. That's not what we do on this program.
I slipped up. My fault.
You slipped up. It's all good. But no,
all right,
shout out to the Jags. They shouldn't have been here, but they are.
Yep.
So, next game.
Same with the Giants, but we'll get into that. Next game, Buffalo Bills taking care of business at home narrowly against the Dolphins, 34-31. Well, this was another. I mean, all of these games really were just absolutely insane.
I'm really tired of the Bills hype. I'm really tired of it. They are not an elite football team. Josh Allen is not a top 2, maybe top 3 quarterback. I'm sorry. Fumbled 3 times, 2 picks. Skylar Thompson almost beat them. Almost.
Yeah. Again, you got to think, though, family business in the playoffs is different.
It is, but it's not even like Miami as a whole played well. 18 for 45 passing for Miami. They had 2.1 yards to carry, a total of 42 yards on the ground.
Yeah.
The one thing that Miami did well was play defense. But, they got 31. They railed 31 points over a Buffalo team that was number 1 in the league defensively last year. And it's basically the same exact defense because Von Miller wasn't there last year.
Yep.
So, I'm sorry. They're not that good. They're not that good. I mean, hey, they won. It's like that video. It's like that video of Lil Wayne when he was hearing the top 5 rappers and Gucci Mane was on there instead of Eminem.
Yeah.
Shout out my homie Gucci. Shout out the Bills. I guess you won.
Yeah. They did.
I don't.
They scored the most points.
I'm really tired of the Bills getting hype for being a disgustingly run team. They do not. Yeah. They cannot play a clean game of football. The last time they did was against Kansas City and Arrowhead last year.
Yeah.
In the Divisional. That's the last time.
Hold on.
We've seen them play perfect football. And I'm sorry, guess it wasn't perfect because you lost. But no, there was some good things in this game, I guess. They had 10 pass breakups. They had 4 sacks. They recovered a fumble. Gabe Davis and Stephon Diggs did their thing. I don't know. I don't know how to feel. Nor do I really give a shit about this team anymore. But
yeah,
I don't know what to think. I mean, they win, cool, but it should not have been this close.
Should we have said the same thing about the Bengals game though?
No. Tyler Huntley's a better quarterback than Skylar Thompson. Skylar Thompson's a rookie.
Tyler Huntley didn't play.
Oh, yes, he did.
Anthony Brown played.
Tyler Huntley played.
What?
You fool. Go look at the box score. Wait for it.
Bro, since when?
Since he played. But no, I think Tyler Huntley's a better quarterback. Tyler Huntley's been in that system. He's kind of the mold of Lamar Jackson. He doesn't run, obviously, as well. No one runs as well as Lamar. But
I think there's a couple quarterbacks in the league that run a little better than Lamar, but
yeah. But I also think the Baltimore is a way better defense than Miami. Baltimore's had like a top defense, for half the season, the back half of the season.
Yeah.
So like, and plus the Bengals won by 7. It's not like it was a scratch and claw victory.
Well, it was for the most of the game.
It was. Once that fumble recovery happened, it was over though.
It was over, yeah.
So
and that was in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm. And I told you, Joe Burrow's always had a little bit of issues with that Baltimore defense before the game.
Yeah.
So, and he didn't play bad. He played pretty well. 99 quarterback rating, 209 yards a tud, 23 of 32. That's solid. Yeah. But he also had no help in the run game, 2.8 yards a carry. I'm tired of Joe Mixon being considered a top 10 running back. He's not even close.
Word
when you run for
reference, don't bet on Joe Mixon.
Never, bro. I'll bet on Daniel Jones over on the rushing. I will more on Joe Mixon.
Yeah, man. Segueing into that one.
Mm-hmm.
How about them Giants, man? How about them Giants? Taking care of business on the road, 31-24.
They earned that win.
Yeah.
That wasn't a Vikings collapse. That was a Giants win.
Yeah, they were after the opening drive, the Giants were just in control most of the game. I mean, Daniel Jones over 300 yards passing, 2 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm. He was 114 quarterback passer rating.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Saquon was great. He only got 9 carries, but he had 53 yards, 2 tuds, and then 5 catches for 56. So he had plus 100 scrimmage. And Isaiah Hodgins is David Tyree, or who is that? Is it Manningham? Who is that receiver in 07? Manningham?
Mario
Edmund?
Manningham.
No, something like that.
No, he wasn't there in 07. He was the 2011.
Was he? Oh, he was in the same stretch. Or was Tyree in 07?
Tyree was 07.
Okay, yeah, so they're flipped. But there's always that one receiver that no one knows about that does something in the playoffs for the Giants. Every year. Every time. But no. Daniel Jones showed his ass. Brian Daboll consistently is showing that he is a finalist for Coach of the Year.
Yeah. I think that game right there is like you put that on tape for his case of Coach of the Year, and that's a win. That's a win.
I mean, because it's not even like Minnesota made mistakes. They didn't turn the ball over. Kirk was 31 of 39 for 273, 112 passer rating. Dalvin Cook averaged 4 yards a carry, 15 for 60. Hawk was unbelievable. Justin Jefferson didn't get.
Dalvin Cook is not as good as the numbers say.
No, but he ran well.
He ran okay. Yeah, he ran okay.
The reason why I say he ran well is because it's not like he had a break-off run that juiced his stats. His long was only 11.
I know, but every time, every time I watch Dalvin Cook in space, he trips. He trips himself.
I agree.
He cannot run.
I know. I'm not saying
the man cannot run.
A super great running back or anything. I'm just saying he ran well this game.
But I honestly don't think that they use him enough in the run game.
I think he did. I think he did his part. I don't think he was holding them back this game, based on the amount of carries.
No.
So
I just think the Vikings' philosophy is that they could use him so much more than they do.
Yeah, I agree. But no, Hawk had a great game. The game plan for Justin Jefferson, this is exactly the exact game plan that the Jets put on him. Tackle him as soon as he touches the ball. Yep. Nothing over the top. He's gonna get his receptions, but he's not getting yardage because they're gonna play off him.
Yeah.
Another, sub 7 yards per catch game. 7 for 47. So that was the real one player that probably could have done better, but I don't know how you do against that defensive scheme that they all drew up. So it's not like the Vikings played like shit.
The Giants played better.
Yeah.
And Kirk, they kind of exposed the Vikings defense.
Yeah, and I don't put this on Kirk at all. I really don't. Kirk is never going to be a guy. I feel like in this space we have to be careful who we put up on a pedestal. I feel like Dak, Kirk, guys like that, we're expecting so much out of them, but we know who they are. They're not Patrick Mahomes. They're not Joe Burrow. They're not Josh Allen. They're not Trevor Lawrence. They're not going to do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to be him. Kirk's going to make a bunch of plays, but he's not going to make the play that wins in the game. It's just who he is. And he's not bad enough to where you can replace him, and he's not good enough to where you can win a bowl. So,
yep. And that's kind of the MO of the Vikings.
Yeah, so I'm not
bad enough to be picking top in the draft, but not good enough to win the bowl.
They deserve some flack for losing this game, but I'm not going to sit here and act like they didn't show up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just
one coming.
Again, we see coaching matters, and Daniel Jones was incredible. Best game as a pro by far.
For sure. I mean, that game, honestly, in my opinion, earned him a contract.
Yeah. $25-30 million a year.
Yep. And
which I think's fair
Vikings,
for him.
Like I've said all year, the Vikings are fraudulent.
Yeah.
I've been saying it all year. They showed exactly who they were defensively. Yeah. Defensively, they're fraudulent.
Yeah. Their offense has been great all year.
Yeah. But their defense ass.
So. But yeah, shout out the Giants. They move on. They earned it. I'm not going to say that the Vikings necessarily were frauds. I'm just going to say they ran into a better team.
No, they were frauds, bro.
Yeah, I guess.
We're frauds. Let's be real.
But then again, I'm like the only guy that gave them an outside shot to make a run.
Let's keep a spade a spade. The Vikings, when we looked at this playoff bracket, all the matchups on here, all the teams that made the playoffs, out of the top, I don't know, top 4, 5 seeds out of both conferences, you look at the Vikings, and they're 11-0 in 1-score games. 1-score games.
Yeah. They
got lucky.
Yeah,
they got lucky 11 times.
Yep, they did. But no, shout out the Giants. We're moving on.
Yeah.
So, next game.
Kind of touched on a little bit, but we'll touch on a little more again. Bengals taking care of business at home against the Ravens, 24-17. More family business. That's kind of been the theme of this playoff run so far.
Yeah, it continues
in the league. Yeah. And it continues into this coming week, which we'll get into here in a little bit after we break down these last 2 games. Family business. We knew this one was going to be close. The strip fumble on the goal line, all the return for a touchdown, that was really what sealed this game.
Yeah, and shout out Sam Hubbard. He was the Cincinnati kid.
Yep.
So that's got to be a huge moment for him.
Yeah, that's definitely a full circle moment.
Yep.
And also shout out Mike Tirico. What a good call on that play. He was encapsulating all of our emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't like the Al Michaels, Tony Dungy broadcast with the Chargers, Jags.
I mean, it took the man 6 years to run down the field to run that 100 yards, but it took him like 6 years. But
and he had like 4 of his teammates pushing him down the field to get there, but he got there.
Yep. Yeah. There's really not too much to say about this game other than the better team won, the better quarterback won, and the better overall team prevailed. I feel like if they
sure made it interesting.
Yeah, if they had Lamar, I feel like I still would have taken Cincy, but I feel like it would have been a lot better of a game.
Yeah. That's what a lot of people were saying. There's a lot of speculation, a lot of controversy over the fact that Lamar Jackson hasn't played in like 2 months. Controversy, yeah. I know there was Fox analysts, former players too, actually saying, just slap a brace on it and get out there. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
In today's world and in sports, business decisions are becoming more and more prevalent. You're going to get out of the way of the rim if LeBron's coming downhill. Business decision. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly.
I ain't trying to meet LeBron at the rim. But no, for Lamar, if he knew the knee would hold up, then go. But when you're worried that much about it and you're not sure of it, I feel like if you're unsure about your play, you play. If you're unsure about your health, you shouldn't play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
They're always everyone's talking about protect the players. But as soon as a player protects themselves, it's a problem.
Yeah.
I think he should have been there. I think he should have gone to the game. But I'm not going to kill him for not playing. Dude's not healthy.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not healthy, you can't play.
No.
And I mean, that's the same thing that ended RG3's career. He had the knee injury. He came back for the playoffs, completely ripped his knee apart, and his career was never the same after that.
No.
So yeah, I think it's a smart decision not to play. I mean, I think he looked back at that RG3 injury and was like, "We're not doing that."
No.
He knows his abilities and what he can bring to the table. And he wants to do that for a long time. So I can't fault him for not playing. It just obviously it's unfortunate that you can't be there, but what else can you do? You can't do anything about being hurt. I mean, gotta let your body heal. You gotta give it the time to get back to full strength and 100%. Can't rush things like that.
And besides too, like I didn't watch John Harbaugh did a press conference today about the Lamar thing and also about their offensive coordinator who they let go. I didn't watch it, so I'm still under the impression that Lamar's probably gone.
Yeah.
I don't know if that changed anything from that interview. I mean, from that press conference, but there's no, if he thinks he's gone, could you look at it as quitting on your team? Yes, but why would you put yourself in an even worse health decision, knowing you're going into one of the biggest off seasons of your life?
Yeah.
Because if he tears his ACL or blows an Achilles now, he's not playing till the end of next season.
And he's not getting a contract.
No, he's not going to get a contract. So I don't know. I think it's tough. I feel like this injury and him not playing is going to hurt his contract a little bit, unless a team really throws the bag at him. I don't think there's a lot of teams that will. I don't want him, bro. I don't want him. If we got him, I'm not going to be upset about it. But he's not my guy.
You know what? I heard you say on this very program, couple weeks back that you would not be a Jets fan if they signed Lamar Jackson.
Is that what I said?
Yeah.
I appreciate you holding me accountable. But I don't know. Like, I don't know, because like it's great. We've got our best quarterback since fucking Joe Namath. But like,
At what cost? Everything.
at what are we gonna win? I don't think we win with Lamar. Because he hasn't proven he can get it done. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there's a lot of quarterbacks who haven't proven they've got it done. But like, if I had Josh Allen on my team, I feel like my team can win a Super Bowl. I'm not
you had Jalen Hurts on your team. You feel like you could win a Super Bowl?
Yeah, I don't feel like I can win a Super Bowl with Lamar Jackson. Yeah. I don't like guys that haven't won one.
Before, but yeah.
Yeah, guys that haven't won one. I think there are some guys I feel like that can. I don't think Lamar is one of them.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that.
Am I crazy for having more faith in Derek Carr? Maybe.
Let me play devil's advocate, though.
But he plays. Derek Carr plays.
Listen, let me play devil's advocate really quick.
Yeah.
Do you think the Ravens have done him justice, though, in his time there, to give him weapons?
No, absolutely not.
Subsequent weapons on offense to make a Super Bowl run.
No.
Okay. If he was given a subsequent attack with receivers, running back, decent O-line, a decent tight end.
I know what you're going to ask. No.
Do you think...
No, I don't.
I'll ask you this question. Do you think if you drop Lamar Jackson into the Eagles offense right now, do you think they would still be where they're at?
No.
Why not?
Because Lamar can't throw the ball like Jalen Hurts. You can be an incredible...
It's music to my ears, but...
You can be an incredible runner. I don't care. If you cannot consistently get the ball to your receivers, you cannot win a Super Bowl. It's not going to happen in today's NFL. It won't happen. Is Lamar Jackson a better quarterback than Eli Manning ever was? Yes. Eli Manning can throw the ball better than Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, Lamar Jackson, he's not a bad passer, but
no, he's not
bad,
but
improve.
He's just not
good
enough.
I think the key to really seeing how he is as a passer is having adequate pass catchers and playmakers on the outside around him and putting a good system in place to get the most out of Lamar Jackson. You're
not going to get many better systems than John Harbaugh's football team.
Everybody said the same thing about Jalen Hurts last year. Oh, he can't throw the ball. He can't throw the ball. This offseason, they put an adequate cast, more than adequate when you add A.J. Brown. They put a beautiful offense together, beautiful system. Now look, one of the best passing quarterbacks in the league.
All right, let me ask you this, though. Do the Jets have a top 10 receiver on their football team? Do they have top 10 weapons in the NFL?
I don't know. Do they? You're the Jets fan.
No, they don't. So we're not going to win a Super Bowl with Lamar Jackson.
I think you guys have better pass catchers than he does in Baltimore, though.
I think so, too. But I also think this is probably his worst receiving core he's had since he's been there.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. When you're relying on Demarcus Robinson to make a difference on the outside.
Isaiah Likely?
Yeah. Josh Oliver? Who?
Devin Duvernay?
Yeah. Gus Edwards is catching balls out of the backfield. Are you fucking me?
J.K. Dobbins?
Yeah, facts. Like, I mean, J.K. Dobbins is nice with it, but...
Yeah. Mark Andrews has been a no-show?
Yeah. I mean, my fear is... Even, like, Lamar Jackson even coming to the Jets is going to kill Garrett Wilson's growth. And it's going to kill Elijah Moore's growth. Because they're going to run the ball 40 times with Breece, Michael Carter, and Lamar. And I'm sorry, it's not going to win a Super. It's not going to win a Super Bowl. It's not going to take you to the AFC Championship game. It's going to get you bounced, especially in the AFC by the Bills, by the Bengals, by the Jags, by You know what I'm saying? By the
The
Chiefs. Like,
Chiefs.
yeah. That's why
Yeah,
I
I
say
think
that's why I say
honestly,
we need a passer. We need a guy who can play well with a good running game. Josh Jacobs can play well with good to above average receivers. Derek Carr last year.
yeah,
Can he lead us to a Super Bowl?
no,
No, I don't think so. But I feel like
No.
we have a better shot with Derek Carr, who's never had a top 20 defense. With our defense, with our playmakers, I think, because you can't get much better than the Baltimore roster other than weapons.
yeah. When you look at defense, yeah,
Yeah, like Lamar coming
that's the
to
thing, though.
Lamar coming to the Jets for me is like an equal move. Is equal. We become the Baltimore Ravens if we bring Lamar Jackson in.
It's a good way to look at it. Another team I saw floating around there was the Washington Commanders.
I think that would be nice.
That would be scary.
That would be really good.
That would be scary.
The Commanders would be really good.
Yeah,
because they've got weapons and a running back and a defense.
Yeah, I mean they got a front. Their back end is still kind of meh, but
let me ask you this though: if you put Lamar on the Commanders, are they a Super Bowl contender?
I don't know, man.
If you put him on,
I don't think so.
If you put him on the Bills,
I think he makes them a solid playoff team.
I agree. I think
but the problem is in the NFC East, literally everybody else is a solid playoff team, if not a Super Bowl contender.
Okay.
Eagles Super Bowl contender, Dallas Super Bowl contender, the Giants could be a Super Bowl contender next year, depending on how this offseason goes.
Yeah.
They're a solid playoff team. Washington.
That's my thing, though. I don't think there's a situation out there where there's a good enough roster that can compensate for Lamar Jackson's
I think
faults.
He just goes
other than the only team in the NFL that can win with a average passer is San Fran. And we're not even sure if they can do it.
Yeah, we still got to see.
So, I'm sorry, Lamar Jackson isn't a Super Bowl guy to me. And unless we're getting a guy that I feel like has a chance in the right situation to win a Super Bowl, I don't want him.
Yeah.
There's so many guys. Lamar Jackson is undoubtedly a top 10 quarterback. There are guys beneath him I'd rather have. Derek Carr.
It costs less.
Huh?
Because it costs less.
Not even that. Matt Stafford. I'd want more than Lamar.
Yeah.
Like, there are just guys that, like, I know. Huh?
Less than Lamar, but for passing.
Yeah.
I get it, and that's cool. Every team has their own preference.
Yeah. But I feel like a lot of GMs are going to look at that this offseason. I mean, obviously, if you can upgrade from Taylor fucking Heineke and Carson Wentz, you do it. If we can upgrade from Mike White and Zach Wilson, do it.
Chris Trevler.
Upgrade from him too. But, like, I'm not expecting us to win a Super Bowl with Lamar Jackson on our team because I don't think he's a guy that can do it. There's not a lot of guys that can win a Super Bowl. And they have to – and until we see a quarterback that is a primary runner, Jalen Hurts to me is not a primary runner after this season.
I don't think so either. I mean, listen. Yeah. His running game has been integral in the success of the Eagles offense.
Yes.
Which opens up the passing game, but coordinators have like completely disrespected his passing ability and just having one-on-one coverage, and he's just eating them alive. Or they just send force, sit back, let him pick apart the zone, kills them.
And here's the difference between Lamar and Jalen Hurts. With Jalen Hurts creating all that space for his wide receivers running the ball, he can get their receivers the ball consistently.
Yeah.
Lamar can't. It's rare that we watch a Lamar Jackson passing game and we're like, holy shit. You know what I mean? How often have we looked at a Lamar stat line that was incredible that didn't have 100 rushing yards on it, that had more than 275 passing yards, 3 tuds, and no picks?
Yeah.
We don't see that.
I can count like on two hands how many stat lines that we've had of Jalen Hurts this year.
Exactly. Like, I think Lamar is great, but I don't think he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. And until we see a primary runner quarterback win a Super Bowl, I will have no faith in him doing it, because we've been proven time and time again that it's not a recipe for success.
Yeah.
There's a reason Mike Vick never won a Super Bowl.
It's true.
And I think Mike Vick
have to be able to pass the ball when you get deep in the playoffs and into the Super Bowl to win games. Got to be able to throw the ball.
And Mike Vick in Atlanta was not as good of a passer as Lamar, but in the Eagles, he was a better passer than Lamar, and he couldn't do it with that loaded ass roster you guys used to have.
Yeah.
And that's no shade, but I mean, like, it's the running.
Yeah.
It's the running aspect of it. Like, it's great, and it's
like, that's why a lot of avenues, but you have to be able to be a dual threat. And I think Jalen Hurts is that.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts is a dual threat. Like, Josh Allen is a dual threat. Daniel Jones isn't as good as Lamar, but he's a dual threat. Because we've seen Daniel Jones, especially this season, have good passing games. Maybe not yardage wise, but he's not like holding the team back from his passing. You know what I'm saying? Like, even Patrick Mahomes is such a clutch runner.
Yeah.
How many times have we seen him get the first on 3rd and 8 running?
Or like 3rd and goal to get.
He's an incredible opportunistic runner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's not his game. He doesn't rely on
passing.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I think if Lamar Jackson, honestly, at this point, I'm saying if he's able to, I think he's at the point of his career where you really, know what you have with Lamar.
Yes.
I think
unless you put a top 5 receiver next to him.
I think Justin Fields is going to be better than Lamar in like 2-3 years. If
I agree. If they do it right, which I don't think they will, but if they do it right, yes, I agree. And there is something to be said about, obviously there hasn't been as many left-handed quarterbacks, but there's only really been one that's been like, that can walk up to the best quarterbacks in the league at the time and say, I'm better than you. And that was Steve Young.
Yep.
But he was a really, really good passer.
Yep. He was also dual threat to a degree, but mainly a passer. Yeah.
Exactly. Is Lamar Jackson a lefty?
No, Lamar Jackson.
Oh, yeah, I'm smoking. Never. So disregard the lefty, but still.
All right, enough of Lamar.
Yeah.
That'll be a huge off-season thing.
Yeah. But I feel like I'm making good points. So
yeah, no, for sure.
I wanted to keep on it.
For sure. Last wild card game, we actually went out for this one.
Yes.
Cowboys put Tom Brady in a pack 31-14 in Tampa Bay. This was a sad way for Tom Brady to go out. It looked good to start. It was really slow, kind of a grind fest. Both teams forcing 3 and outs for one another, like first 2 or 3 drives. But I said it sitting with you at the bar, like after Dallas gets into a rhythm and they start getting their offense going, like this is gonna be ugly.
Yeah.
And damn it, it was.
The score doesn't tell it justice.
No,
like it's a blowout win, but it looked better than 31-14.
It was 31-6 for the longest until like the very end of the game.
Yeah. We need to stop. I think for the rest of this season, we're going to retire, go into the bar, because I don't want to see any more players get hurt and go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Again, someone had to go to the hospital because we went to see football at the Scorecard.
Shout out Scorecard.
Shout out
awesome
Scorecard.
Food, awesome drinks.
Giving us bad beats over here, though.
Bad beats. No bad beats over here. Let's talk about it. We'll talk about it. Let's talk about these wild card cash-ins.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Yeah, you're insane.
Dude.
This man was Tony Romo in the booth.
I was Steph out there on a heat check at the
He's
bar.
asking me. He's building these parlays and placing these bets. He's like, I don't know, Jim.
So obviously we hit the Jags ones. We made a parlay for that game. Let me pull it up here. Give me a sec. The one thing that I bet on at least was the Jags live money line. It was like plus 500.
Yeah, when they were down 27-7, right?
Yeah, they were down 10, not 20.
They were down 10. Yeah.
What the hell? Come on, FanDuel.
I told this man. I said, put some money on the money line.
Yeah, I did. $10 to win. I think it was 60. Take a look here. Hold up. 62, yeah. So yeah, and then we put a nice sizable parlay together for the game, plus 840 odds, $5 to win 47. Austin Eckler, anytime touchdown scorer. Both quarterbacks for 200 yards passing. Travis Etienne, 40 yards. Ate that one up.
Travis Etienne, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the second.
Austin Eckler, 25 yards rushing. Trevor Lawrence, over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Ate that alive. Zay Jones, Evan Ingram, Josh Palmer, all over 25 yards receiving, which they were. The Jags alt spread at 16.5. Murdered that. And then over 34.5 total points as an alternate. And yeah, that was that one. And then, I mean, honestly, the most legendary one was when we went out to Scorecard to watch Cowboys Bucks. I made the bet before we hit the road in this very seat. Opening kickoff to be a touchback. Put my whole account on it. It's a $75 bet to win 120. It hit. Opening kickoff was a touchback, and after that, we were just off to the races. One of the things I like to bet on during these games is the live drive player to catch a pass. We got a bunch of them. So second drive, Mike Evans to catch a pass. That was a quick little $22. And then on the Dallas Cowboys fifth drive, we picked 3 pass catchers: T.Y. Hilton, Dalton Schultz, Michael Gallup to catch a pass. All of them caught passes, which was crazy. Literally placed the bets, finished. First pass to T.Y. Hilton, second pass to Dalton Schultz. Then a couple plays later, Dak hits Michael Gallup on the left sideline. It was nuts. It was absolutely nuts. You just had to be there. It was electric.
I've never seen an Eagles fan so excited about Cowboys stuff.
Dude, I told you, bro, I hate the Cowboys with a burning passion, but they make me a bag.
Facts.
They make me a bag. And then next Dallas drive, Dalton Schultz, 6th drive to catch a pass. He caught another one. He was eating big time. Yeah. And then Tampa Bay, 8th drive, Rashad White to catch a pass, a little $5 bet. Nothing too crazy. And then I even hit the Brandon Marshall super boost.
Woo!
Tom Brady, 200 yards passing. Chris Godwin, CeeDee Lamb, 40 yards receiving. $5 for 10. Overall, let's see how I.
You probably made $250 off that game.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 6. What was that? Say 3, 4.
Would you hit 9 bets that weekend?
8, 9, 10, 11. I was over 50%.
Beautiful.
For the night.
Beautiful.
Absolute dog.
Mm-hmm.
This was crazy. Everybody sitting there was probably like, why? I mean, on the opening kickoff, I got freaking hype because it was a touchback. Everybody's probably looking at me like, why the fuck is this guy worried about a touchback?
Yep.
Because I put my whole account on it and freaking doubled my money. That's why.
That's why.
I laid it all out there, and guess what? We won.
Facts, bro.
But yeah, this one honestly wasn't surprising. I mean, we've all watched the Bucks this year. So we know what to expect with this team.
Yep.
A bunch of runs, check down passes to the running back, some outs, like 2-3 yard outs to Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. That's about it. Not really any like downfield throws.
No. It was pretty ugly. And the Cowboys went in and did what they were supposed to do. I feel like the nostalgia of Tom Brady really overweighed this game a lot, where people thought maybe he could beat the Cowboys. Tom Brady's not the same guy.
Yeah.
He's not. He's not a guy that can carry a team, an underperforming team, to a playoff win. I hate to say it. Actually, I kind of like to say it. I kind of do. But at the same time, it kind of sucks because we're watching the greatest of all time slowly make his decline. But no, Dallas did what they were supposed to do. Dak had probably his best game as a pro. 5 total touchdowns, 1 rushing, 4 passing, 143 passer rating. Incredible.
Yeah.
Dalton Schultz had his best game as a pro, 7 for 95, 2 tuds. CD came along late. Michael Gallup had a good game. TY had 2 clutch catches that were both third down conversions. So,
yep.
Yeah, and they got after the passer. Micah Parsons bounced back like he said he was gonna. He talked some shit, but he backed it up.
Yeah.
And again, Tom Brady didn't run the ball. They abandoned it when Leonard Fournette was running bad. Rashad White wasn't, and they abandoned the run. They were down, but still, like, it just wasn't.
You got good runners.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty.
Yeah, Tom Brady threw the ball 51 times.
I don't know if Julio Jones is going to retire. It's a possibility. No one's really talking about it.
Yeah.
But he had a great game to go out on top if he wanted to. 7 for 74 and a tud after his roller coaster season.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dallas went in there and they did what they were supposed to do. They beat the underman team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, that sets this week's divisional round matchups.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna talk about them here.
Mm-hmm. And before we do that, let me share my screen real quick.
Yeah, you do that.
All right, let me see. Let me pull this up.
So your bracket is still perfect. Mine has been busted over the Tampa Bay Dallas game, which is cool. Like I said, I let my bias get me a little bit.
You did.
Ain't no problem.
You did. Is this gonna pop up, or do you have to slide it over? You do. Okay. So looking here,
change anything honestly.
Okay. Looking here, okay, we put together a $10 free bet to win $150 on this game. Okay, 55-54 at half. This is the bet. Okay, Steph to hit 3 threes. Check. Wiggs to hit 1, Clay to hit 2. Check, check. Draymond to get 6 assists. He's only got 2, but that could change in the second half. Malcolm Brogdon to get 2 assists. He's got 1 at halftime. We'll take it. Draymond Green, 6 rebounds. He's got 9. Kevon Looney, 4 rebounds. He's got 7. Steph over 22.5. He's on pace. He's got 15. Clay covered his 13.5 that needed him to. Warriors have to win, and Jason Tatum needs 23. He's got 13.
DiVincenzo at?
DiVincenzo? 0.
Damn.
0.
Fucking
a nice 0.
VR community.
But yeah. Little live parlay going on right now. I just wanted to share. Because we're looking pretty good.
Peace.
This could be a $150 hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, rest in peace to the Bleacher Report community. I kind of rode with them with their Dante DiVincenzo.
I told this man he was disrespecting the culture, betting on a Warriors game without having a Klay Thompson 3. That is disrespecting
The community
culture.
did it, bro. The
The
community did it.
Is disrespecting. Culture's dead. It's dead. Okay? No love from this side of the table anymore.
The community did it, bro. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, the community sold. Because now DiVincenzo's going to end with 3 points. And the parlay's dead. Marcus Smart's
He'll
got
have
1
to get
3,
9 points.
Marcus Smart's got 1 3. Mm-hmm.
Does he have a 3?
1.
1? Okay.
He's 1 for 3. But yeah. All right, now let's start breaking down these games.
All right. So
we'll go back in and I'll show you before we end the pod, I'll show you where we're at.
Yeah. All right. First game, first Saturday game, 4:30 p.m. Jags going into Arrowhead, the Arrowhead Invitational to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, Casey coming off of a bye, well rested. Andy Reid, Doug Peterson, the teacher versus the student.
Mm-hmm.
What are we thinking here? Kansas City is an 8.5-point favorite.
I think we're gonna make too much of this game. Andy Reid off a bye is like 27-4 in his career. He rarely loses off of a bye. I don't think Jacksonville matches up well with them. I think we're looking too much into this game by saying that maybe Jaguars have a chance. I really don't think they do. Like Andy Reid off a bye at home is undefeated in his career. That I know for a fact. Yeah, it's going to be ugly and it'll probably over pretty quick. Trevor Lawrence will no longer be undefeated on Saturdays because this is a Saturday game. But no, I like Kansas City to probably win comfortably. 10-15 would be my guess.
Yeah, I like them to win comfortably too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
they haven't been covering much this year, especially at home. But it's the playoffs. It's a little bit different. And plus, they're the healthiest they've been all year. So,
yeah,
it's not going to – I don't think it's a nice story, the Jags this year, and I think they'll be better next year. I think they should definitely win the division, no questions asked next year. Unless the Colts make a move for a quarterback again. But like a good quarterback this time, not an 87-year-old one.
They still need a head coach.
They do, and they'll get one. But no, I good on the Jags making it this far. But this is where it comes to a close for them. Kansas City's going to win this comfortably. Pat Mahomes is going to do magical things. Travis Kelce's going to have a big game. It's just going to be ugly. It's not going to be pretty. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think Trevor Lawrence plays as bad as he did in that first half, but
I don't think so either. I just think Kansas City's the better team. They're at home. Usually the better team prevails at home. Yep. I mean, obviously that we did not see that this past week, but nonetheless, it's hard to pick against Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I think Kansas City takes care of business.
Yeah, I think this is probably the easiest game to call for me. Out of all of them, you could say Philly, New York, but that division.
Are you talking as far as spread or to win?
To win. Just because it's family matters. It's family matters with Philly and New York.
Yeah, but
they're close. But this game is just.
Yeah, man, I don't know, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about it. Giants, Eagles coming into the link. 8:15 Saturday night.
Yep.
Eagles 7.5-point favorites at home. Let me get your thoughts. Let me hear the temperature of the room. Then I'll give you my thoughts.
What's that? My bad. I just had an ad start playing on ESPN. Yo, that shit was wild.
Give me your thoughts. I need to hear the temperature of the room first before I go off.
I think based off how the Eagles have been playing, like over the course of the year, this should be a comfortable win. But I worry about rhythm a little bit. Not for them to lose, but I worry about it being comfortable and like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think
Worry
there's
about
any
foul
way the
points.
Eagles should lose this game, but I think coaching is going to really, really matter in this game, especially defensively for the Eagles. It's really going to matter. Daniel Jones isn't going to play as well, I don't think. Not to say he's going to play bad. I do think the Eagles will win comfortably, but it's gonna be close for the majority of it because this is a weird matchup for me because New York, there's something to be said about teams playing with house money. You know what I mean? No one expected New York to be here. They're going to play free. The Eagles haven't really had rhythm together over the past month with Jalen Hurts there. So I do take the Eagles to win, but I don't think it's going to be pretty. I don't.
A win is a win, is it?
It is a win. Yeah, exactly. It's a win.
Playoffs?
It's a
All
win. Mhm.
All right.
Yep, it's a win for sure.
There's no added style points to wins
No,
that count towards wins.
no, but
A
I do
win
think
is
it,
a win is a win.
I do think it matters looking forward, though.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think if you can win games by any means possible, especially deep in the playoffs, who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Who gives a shit? I have a different outlook on this game than you do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, kind of the same, kind of not. I'm a bit more confident in the Birds than you sound to be.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Not only because I'm a homer, obviously, my Philly bias does show at times, but this team is about as healthy as they've been since when they were rolling this year.
Yep.
Since the beginning of the year. All they're really missing out of their week 1 starters is Avonte Maddox.
Mm-hmm.
They got Lane Johnson's coming back. And to be frank, this isn't to discredit Jack Driscoll, but a 65 to 70% Lane Johnson's better than Jack Driscoll at 100%. Let's be
Agreed.
real. And a lot of people are taking this Lane Johnson injury out of context. They keep saying that it's a sports hernia, core kind of abdominal injury. It's not. It's a groin. Tore his adductor muscle, which is not as bad. I mean, it still is bad, but not like a sports hernia. That kind of has been like bugging me. Because everybody keeps throwing out the term sports hernia. This is not what this is. And Lane Johnson literally went on the Pat McAfee show and said, this is not what it is. It's not a hernia.
Mm-hmm.
And he's played through significant injuries before. He said he likes this better than that ankle injury he played with 2 years ago.
Yep.
That has to say something. I think Lane Johnson's going to be fine.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think the Giants have the edge rusher to really expose his injury this weekend. You know what I mean? They don't have a guy that can really.
Thibodeau?
Is Thibodeau on that side?
You can move him around. I don't know.
But
I don't care.
Is Thibodeau?
They're going to lose anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
It ain't no problem. No problem. So they're getting Lane Johnson back. They're getting CJ Gardner-Johnson back. They already did. Another couple weeks to kind of get in game shape. He's huge in the nickel spot.
Yep.
Josiah Scott is absolute dog shit filling in for Avonte Maddox. So to get him back, and then you can also put Reed Blankenship back as that roamer safety, kind of like box safety. He's as a rookie, as an undrafted rookie, he's been playing his mind off.
Yeah. For the expectations, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely lights out. And Jalen Hurts, another week to get back to as much of 100% as he's been all year. Obviously, these guys are not going to be literally 100%, they're always dealing with something. You never know. So it's one of those things with Jalen Hurts. I think, and there's no limitations this week. It's a playoff game. You're not going to worry about, well, I got to throttle myself. I can't run.
Mm-hmm.
That's what got you here. Yep. So I think you're gonna see the offense as it was before. You're gonna see a lot of the zone reads, the RPOs, because that opens it up. And I mean, it was a very interesting game plan that the Giants had against the Vikings. They usually play a lot of cover one, a lot of blitz, press man. They were playing a lot of zone against Kirk Cousins.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be interesting to see what kind of coverage they play. I think either way, Jalen Hurts is going to carve them up. And for the people talking about rust, he had that Week 18 game to shake off the rust.
Yeah.
And all the past 2 weeks, it's not like he's been sitting on his couch like Kyler Murray playing Call of Duty.
Yeah.
This man literally, the first day of the bye week, the Monday, coach gives him off. He's like, hey, coach, let's go in and watch some film. Fuck this bye.
Yeah.
We gotta put this work in.
Facts.
I know your wife and kids are gonna be mad, but come on. We
fuck
got work
them
to do.
Kids, bro.
He got kids. Yeah, fuck them kids.
Yeah, fuck
we got
them
work
kids.
to do. We got a bowl to win. I think you see this offense come out. Maybe the first series or two is going to be a little shaky. Yeah. Just like the Dallas game, they're going to be getting the nerves out, kind of getting back in the rhythm. But once they get going, it's going to be ugly. It's going to be very, very ugly. Defensively, I think for the Eagles, they did a good job of stopping Saquon in the first matchup, which is really what the standard has been, that first Week 14 matchup.
Yep.
In that matchup, they only held him to 54 yards rushing. They held Daniel Jones in check. They sacked him, I want to say, what was it, 4 times?
Yeah.
They got to Daniel Jones. He didn't really do much, honestly. We are not the Minnesota Vikings. I understand, everybody's saying the Giants are white hot. They're 2-4-1 in their last 7 games.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? What white hot team is 2-4-1 in their last 7 games?
Yeah.
And they played a really good game against the Vikings. Huge win. It was a statement win. But this Eagles defense is not the Vikings defense, and I think a lot of the mainstream media and a lot of experts, so-called experts out there, are really underestimating the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Just because they haven't seen what they have been over the course of the year. Because we've been dealing with a lot of injuries, but we're getting healthy. Mm-hmm. We've had the bye week to kind of get the juices flowing, get the chemistry rolling. The Week 18 they treated like that, rolled out super vanilla game plan. So they're not really showing their cards, but they're also doing enough to win the game.
Yeah.
I think this game, it starts close, but I think the Eagles, much like the Seahawks-Niners game,
the
Eagles will put together a good offensive drive, score, and then they'll either hold the Giants to a 3-and-out or a turnover or something, and it just opens the game up, and it's just going to be a bloodbath.
Mm-hmm.
But no matter how they win, they're going to win. This is honestly my easiest pick of the week of the lineup.
I think it should be.
There's no way that the Giants come in here with the team constructed. Daniel Jones is not taking that team down. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree. I do feel like it in totality would be the easiest pick. I mean, just because Jacksonville, Casey's close, but Jacksonville is a way better quarterback than they do over in New York. So I could see where you're coming from there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, the record for home teams in the playoffs beating a division foe for the 3rd straight time is 15-8.
Yep.
So everybody's saying the the narrative out there rolling that like, oh, it's really hard to win a third time against a division opponent.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
No, I got you. I'm not going to disagree with anything you said. I do think there's a chance the Eagles blow them out of the water. I really do. But you know how I feel about division games. That'll never change.
Yeah. No, I know.
Yep.
I get it. And it's the playoffs.
Yeah, at least I gave you guys
it
the
can
win.
happen.
At least I gave you guys the win. That'll change next week.
I don't know, bro. You'll see after they put their dong on the Giants this week. It's gonna be back to the way shit was all season long.
All right,
man. This Eagles team is unstoppable. Blah 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 blah. It's the recency bias. That's all it is.
Yeah, there is some recency bias. There is.
There's a ton of recency bias.
Yeah, I will say though, I haven't seen a lot of people saying the Giants are gonna win.
I've seen people saying Daniel Jones is better than Jalen Hurts though.
But that's crazy.
That is bullshit.
Yeah, that's a little crazy.
That is some like drug addict behavior.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Give me my birds. Money line spread. Get that hammer in the background. Hammer of the week. Right there.
Okay. I respect it. Now the next one. The one you and I are a little different on. I want to hear your reason why the Bills are going to win so I can prove to you why you're wrong. Go ahead.
So, third game, Cincinnati Bengals going into Buffalo, into Orchard Park.
Oh, real quick though, I will say this game should be played on a neutral site, but that's just me.
It should be. I don't know why they said the AFC Championship is a neutral site. This one should have been the neutral site, but whatever. Yeah, Cincinnati going into Buffalo to take on the Bills. The DeMar Hamlin game. He'll be there.
100%.
He's going to be at the game.
Is that confirmed? Or is that just everyone assumes he's going to try to make it?
I think that's an assumption. Everybody thinks he's going to try to be there for the team.
Yeah.
I mean, he was out. He visited the team last week.
Mm-hmm.
So he's back in the building. So I'm sure he'll be there.
Yeah, I just worry about there is no travel because it's a home. Yeah, he might be there.
Yeah. Again, shout out DeMar Hamlin. Glad he's in good health. He's back to the way he was before.
Mm-hmm.
It's great to see that. It's going to be a tough environment to play in.
Yeah,
it's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a second.
Yeah. I just want to hear these reasonings. That's all. Mm-hmm. I want to hear why you, like the rest of the sports world, think the Bills are hot shit when they're not.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying like this is going to be a close game. I think I like the line currently shifted to 5.5. The Bengals. I like the Bengals. I like it to be that close.
Yeah.
I think it's just one of those plays where like it's either whoever has the ball last or like a big play needs to be made.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Bills at home to do that. Now, if they were on the road, I don't know. Like we saw them travel to Cincinnati, and they were kind of getting their ass kicked until that incident happened.
Yep.
I don't know if it's the same at home. You know, home field makes a ton difference in the playoffs. I mean, obviously, we've seen it kind of be debunked sometimes. I mean, the 49ers went to Lambeau, and they took care of business last year.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the past, I mean, you've had numerous occasions where road teams have gone into the home crowd, tough place to play in, and they take care of business. I think this is going to be a really emotional game.
I agree.
I think there's going to be a lot riding on it. It's going to be one of those that comes down to the wire, but I think you know, they say something about the NFL script writers and just fate. I think the Bills are destined to pull it out for DeMar. I really don't have like a legit they can do this better than the Bengals do. I mean, they're both really good teams, and it's honestly a coin flip.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But I think the energy around this game and around the home crowd, they're gonna add an extra element to the game, and it's gonna be if Cincinnati can handle that and execute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a coin flip for me, honestly.
Okay. Yeah, I disagree.
I know you disagree. That's cool.
It's cool. We can agree to disagree, but
that's cool.
There's a few things that it comes down to for me. The Bengals are a lot hotter than the Bills. The Bengals are riding I think an 8-game win streak going into the playoffs, 9 including last week. I think Joe Burrow's a better quarterback. Joe Burrow has done more with less. And unlike Josh Allen, with like you said, the recency bias with the Eagles, there's recency bias with Josh Allen. We think last year during that, because he played an unbelievable game against the Chiefs last year in the divisional round where they lost. He's only had 2 really, really good playoff games. The rest of them, he's had 1 medium game and he's had 4 horrendous games. Terrible playoff games. And that's the story of him in the regular season. That's the story of him in his career. He's just he can't consistently play well enough to make a run. And you could say last week was his bad game, but I don't see it with Josh Allen. I know he's great. He's a top 5 quarterback, but there's levels. There's even levels in top 5. Okay, to me,
that's true.
Patrick Mahomes is clear cut the best quarterback. I don't think there's ever been a player that can do. There's never been a player that has the skill of Patrick Mahomes and the winning aspect of Patrick Mahomes put into one player. There's never been that. Tom Brady never had the skill. He was a winner and got shit done. Aaron Rodgers had the skill. He couldn't win other than once. And it's still early in Patrick Mahomes' career, but I don't think there's been the combination of both like this in a player. Like Dan Marino, he's an incredible thrower, couldn't win. Brett Favre, incredible thrower.
Joe Montana,
he wasn't an incredible skilled guy, but he won games. I think Josh Allen's an incredible player. He's got all the talent in the world, but I don't think he's a winner. I don't like a top winner.
Yeah.
You get into an AFC championship game, of course you could probably win a Super Bowl, but with Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes still being alive, as long as it's the divisional round and Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen are still alive, I'm always going to take those 2 over him. Yeah. Because and they're too heliocentric around him. They abandon the run game so fast. It drives me insane. And the Bills' defense has not really been that good. It really has not. The only thing that they've been good with is points per game, but that's because they've had almost 3 shutouts this season, and it's weighted against bad teams.
Yeah.
So I don't think the Bills are that. I think I get the coaching edge with Zach Taylor over Sean McDermott. Without Brian Daboll being there, I get the play calling edge. I just don't see a world where the only way I could see the Bengals losing is if Joe Burrow loses the game. And Joe Burrow has yet to have a bad playoff game.
Yeah.
Even in the Super Bowl, he played well. Really good. So
yeah, he did.
I'm going to take the guy that's done more with less. There's a reason why when Josh Allen came out of college, he was a project quarterback. He got taken so high because of the upside, and we've seen the upside, but there's always going to be that part of him that wants to fumble, that wants to throw a pick, that has sub 50% completion games. It's always going to happen with Josh Allen unless he gets an offensive coach or the right offensive coordinator in place. The Bengals are an incredible unit. They could run the ball better, but I think their dynamic with Samaje Perine and blocking downs and passing downs, and then Joe Mixon carrying the load has been fine. Their running game hasn't lost them a game yet, so I can't sit here and say that it's bad. Like Josh Allen's lost them games, so I can see him being bad. Yeah, that's my whole argument. I get the better quarterback. I get the better total receiving core. I think Diggs is probably better than Jamar slightly, but I don't know, man. I don't see it. I don't see it.
Yeah.
For me, it's really not a toss-up. It really isn't. Could the Bengals win by 3? Yeah, but I still don't feel like that's a toss-up for me because I think they're going to – I'm literally like 90-10 Bengals win. I really don't.
You see the Buffalo Bills like I see the Los Angeles Clippers.
Yeah. No, it's not even that. It's because – it's not even like that because the Bills have been proven to be a really, really good franchise. Like, they get a lot of flack for losing 4 straight Super Bowls, but it's kind of like LeBron making the finals so many years in a row. If you make the Super Bowl 4 years in a row, you can win them. You know what I mean? Like, if you're good enough to make, they say this all the time. If you're good enough to make a Super Bowl, you're good enough to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
and I feel like that's true, but I don't think Josh Allen. One of these days, he will get over the hump. He will jump those guys and make it to a Super Bowl. I don't see it being now. I really don't. Because, Joe Burrow's still cheap as hell, so they're going to keep their guys at least next year. Patrick Mahomes is currently making a shit ton of money, and he's got a terrible receiving core, and he's still doing what he's doing. So, I don't know. That's my whole opinion on that game.
I respect it. It.
Yeah. Fate, kiss my ass. I don't care.
Yeah. Look,
would it be cool that the Bills make a run for tomorrow? Yeah. I just don't see it happening because Josh Allen's gonna fucking blow that shit. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I respect it.
Josh Allen is today's Brett Favre.
Brett Favre made a run one time.
Like I said, one of these days he will get over the hump. I just don't think it's now. It's going to be post Andy Reid retiring and Joe Burrow making $53 million a year where they can't get any help on their defensive side. That's when he's going to do it. But now's not that time.
You're not that guy, pal.
Mm-hmm.
I respect it, though. We can agree to disagree. Yeah. I can see it, though. I'm not saying I can't see it.
Yeah, I won't be super surprised if the Bills win. Let me say that. I won't be because I know they're extremely talented, and Josh Allen, when he's on, is unstoppable.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I don't see it being this year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And even if they do win this week, I'm not betting against Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes.
I respect it.
Mm-hmm. And I think now, we could probably say Andy Reid is the best coach in football, considering what Belichick's done the last 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Him or Shanahan, one of the two.
Yeah. I go with Big Red. Former Eagle.
Yep.
That phrase has been used a lot this year with a lot of people in the league.
Big Red.
Yeah, I've been just not only coaches, players, stuff like that. We've just been bullshitting about stuff, and I just be like, former Eagle.
Yeah,
it's everywhere. They're everywhere.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Last game.
This one is probably the most toss up of any of them on this match on the lineup.
Yeah. Was this 1995?
Yeah, what the hell? Dallas Cowboys going into San Francisco to take on the Niners. I believe San Francisco is a 3.5-point favorite in this game at home.
I think that's about accurate.
Yeah, me too. I think that's about right. 3-point game is about right.
I think the spread for this game, 3.5, should be the same for the Bills Bengals, but it's 5.5 for the Bills.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they're on the same level and you get 3 points for being at home. So it should be 3.5. But
yeah. Man. This one for me is a literal toss-up? I don't know. I think
Yeah.
both of these teams can win.
I agree.
For me, it's really about which quarterback plays better.
Yeah.
If Dak Prescott shows up like he did last week against Tampa Bay, there's no reason that Dallas can't win. It pains me to say that because I fucking hate Dallas, but it's true. If when Dak, just like you said with Josh Allen, when Dak is on, he's like unstoppable.
He's
but when
a problem
he's
child.
off, he is off.
Yes.
And it's tough because he's so inconsistent and up and down, and there's no like real in between either. He's either really good or really shit.
Yeah.
And they're not playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this week either. They're playing the 49ers, who are also
they're a juggernaut.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Insane defense, insane offense. I don't know. And then you look on the other side of the coin, Brock Purdy has just, in my opinion, other than the first half against the Seahawks game, he's really just cruised. No adversity, no bumps in the road. They've just been on cruise control the entire year.
Yep.
And you're playing a really good defense in Dallas, who can get to the quarterback. They can disrupt timing.
Yeah.
Dan Quinn is arguably one of the best defensive coordinators in the game, if not the best. It's really about in my opinion, it's really about which quarterback can play better.
Yep.
I think the 49ers have the better team.
I agree.
Both of these teams can win.
Yeah.
It's really hard for me. It's really hard for me to pick a winner in this game, really, because I think both the Cowboys can win. I think the 49ers can also win.
Yeah, I think the Niners overall have a better team pretty much on every unit. But you would agree, even as a Dallas hater, Dak, even with how Brock's played, just because Dak's got more, consistent play throughout his career, Dak's is a way better quarterback than Brock Purdy right this second, correct?
More proven.
Yeah, more proven. Better. I think he's better right now. He's better. He's a better quarterback.
I guess. He's more proven. Brock Purdy's good for the system.
Yeah.
He does exactly what they need, just like Jimmy G did. He can throw the ball, make the throws.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what he can do when adversity strikes. That's kind of the unknown.
Yeah.
Dak's a little bit more proven in the sense that we know, there's no in between with Dak. Either he's really good or he's really shit. He's really bad.
Yep.
It's just that's really it for me. I mean, if it all is dependent on which quarterback shows up for each team that day.
Yeah. I agree.
Both defenses are going to show up. The offenses, the players are there for each team. I think the Niners have a little bit more offensive firepower than the Cowboys do, but the Cowboys also have guys.
Yeah.
It really falls on the quarterback's shoulders, man. It really does.
I want to give you one reason each team will win and one reason each team will lose.
I'll give you one reason that Dallas will lose.
Dak.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm going to get a little bit specific in it because I have some real opinions about this.
Yeah.
The way that the Niners will win this game is if they run constantly at Micah Parsons. This is how you neutralize Micah Parsons. You run at him constantly. Because what this will do is, as the game goes on, just a split second, he'll hesitate, rush into passer.
That's all it
just
takes.
Because he's expecting to run. Just a hesitation, especially against Trent Williams. Just a hesitation. Because if you consistently run at him, you're going to beat him because he's going to constantly be looking for the quarterback.
Yep. I'll give you one. I mean,
once you start getting that hesitation, you'll have a little bit more time in the pocket, and Brock could pick you apart in a short game.
Yep. The Eagles did that week 6 when they played them Sunday Night Football.
Yeah.
First half of the game, before Lane Johnson went out, they ran the RPO. they pretty much it was like a basketball offense. They had Micah Parsons in the pick and roll, and he could not guard anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Micah Parsons was lost in the sauce.
Yeah, and I will say the way that Dallas is going to win this game is the deep ball. I think they're going to win off the deep ball. These corners this year have played a lot of press, a lot of man-to-man. If CD can get over the top, if Gallup can get over the top, and Dak can get him the ball, I think they can win playing over the top. I think it's going to take big plays to beat the Niners defense because with that run game, they're going to be stacking the box. Because Dallas is a really good run game. They'll stack the box. That tandem's really good.
That opens up the middle of the field.
Yeah, opens up the middle of the field, opens up the deep ball.
Yep.
Like, the Niners have played a lot of single high safety. That's why Hufanga has had a really, really good season because he's been a lone safety out there making plays all over the field.
Think about this, though.
Yeah.
You can't play single high, cover one, press man against the Eagles, though.
Exactly.
If you look at the Niners, that's been mainly what they've been playing. You cannot do that against a team as stacked as the Eagles, and to an extent, you can't do that against the Cowboys either.
No, the Cowboys got 3 really, really good wide receivers. And they've got an underappreciated tight end. So
Dalton Schultz, yeah, he's a guy.
He's been a guy.
He's a guy.
So, yeah, that's my way that both those teams can win. How they lose, the Cowboys get no pressure whatsoever. If the Cowboys can't get pressure, especially in that right side of their offensive line, with what would that be? That would be Doris Armstrong. That would be Jonathan Hankins plays the right side of the D tackle position. If they can't get up there, that's going to be a problem. But and then the way the Niners lose, if they can't establish a run game, and they force Brock to beat them, I'm not confident that he could do it yet. We haven't seen it. We haven't seen Brock go ahead and win them a game. He's sure as hell been a big part as to why they've won the game, but like they've been running the ball outstanding since he's been in there.
Yeah,
that's how I think the Niners would lose themselves the game. Is if Brock has to be the one to do it. Could he do it? Maybe, possibly, but
I agree.
Yeah, like that little breakdown, huh?
I like that. I agree with all of those points though. Like, it makes sense.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. That's for sure.
You have a pick?
The Niners.
I respect it.
The Niners. I'm gonna stick with my bracket. The Niners are gonna win. I think that's the least surprised game I'll be if it flips.
Yeah.
I'll be more surprised if the Bills beat the Bengals than I will if the Cowboys beat the Niners.
Yeah. I'll ride with you. I'll ride with the Niners. But I would not be surprised if the Cowboys win this game.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if it's Chiefs, Bills, Eagles, Cowboys.
Yeah. As an as an Eagles fan, I would honestly like to see the Cowboys over the Niners. I already know, just based off of like being a Philly fan, they are not cut for a trip to go to the Super Bowl. Dallas is not coming out of there alive with that NFC chip.
Yeah.
Ain't no way. Family business. That'd just be a like crazy run.
That's
Giants
my
divisional round. Yeah. Cowboys NFC chip. Andy Reid in the Super Bowl.
That's my concern though. Is like, I don't know. Like I feel like that Cowboys Eagles matchup one more time because you've both won one. I know it was with Gardner Minshew, but Gardner Minshew played really well. I feel like the third time around, Family Matters. That's gonna be a tough one. That's gonna be both those games are gonna be fucking great. Eagles Cowboys and Eagles Niners.
Yeah,
they're both gonna be great games.
Yeah, I think if the Niners are playing a lot of single high and press man, we're gonna eat them up with the one-on-one matchups.
Yeah. It's possible.
I mean, the Eagles lead the league in explosive plays this year.
Yep.
And whenever there's a matchup that they like on the outside, they'll go for it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, like the Niners corners, they don't have like super great individual corners. They play well as a unit, but in man they can be exposed with the right receiver. AJ Brown could eat.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith is your number 2. He's not a number 2, but he's your number 2.
Yeah,
like that would be a big Devontae Smith game.
I think he's a 2. There's not a lot of 1s in the league. There's not a lot of 1s.
He has
one potential. Upside. He's one potential. Yep.
Yeah, for sure. I think they're 1A, 1B. I mean, 2 1,000 plus receivers.
Yep.
I think he's on the level of CeeDee Lamb in my opinion. That's just my opinion though.
Yeah.
He's proven he set the Eagles single season record in receptions, over 1,000-yard receiver. Rookie season he broke the single season reception record.
Yeah.
And he's just an insane route runner, sneaky fast, can high point a ball like nobody's business. He's damn good. Damn good. And to have AJ Brown on the other side helps a lot. It really helps a lot. And the big thing is that both of them have played all 17 games.
Yeah.
You do not see that a lot. But I think that's just because just the talent level that you have on this team, you don't really have to it's not on one guy's shoulders to carry the load. It's on everybody has their equal load and they're not really pressing as hard.
Yeah, I got you. 100%.
I like both those matchups.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of coaching.
I agree.
So we'll see as far as that. I'll give you one that I'm riding for the week. Got the free bet for the wild card week. So I'm riding Chiefs minus 8.5, Eagles minus 7.5, Bengals plus 4.5, which it shifted obviously.
Yeah.
At the time 4.5, now it's 5, which is cool. Bengals 4.5 and Niners 3.5, minus 3.5. I think these are all very likely.
Yeah.
$10 to win 125. Decent.
Yeah.
Pretty decent. It's not looking good for Dante DiVincenzo. End of the third quarter. No points.
Yeah.
No threes.
Well, to wrap up the show, here's what we'll do. Okay. Unshare your screen.
Oh, my fault.
Yep. Pull this up. Here's where we are. Here's where we are. Okay. Like I said, Curry hit, Andrew Wiggins hit, Clay hit. Draymond got his 6 assists. That cleared. He got his rebounds. I need 1 Malcolm Brogdon assist. I need Curry to score 1 point. I need Jason Tatum to score 3 points. And I need the Warriors to win. Warriors are up 7. So I need 3 points from Jason, 1 point from Steph, a Malcolm Brogdon assist, and the Warriors to win in the fourth quarter.
It can happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
That'd be a big bag. Happen. Hey, you and me, big bags for the playoffs.
Bro, that would be a big bag. Look at this payout right here, boys.
148. Right,
that'd be beautiful.
Sheesh.
That'd be my best basketball bet.
Yeah.
That'd be killer.
Never listen. Advice to all you avid sports bettors out there: never ride the BR community parlays.
Hang on, let me share this again real quick. I got to show you something. Look at this.
Never ride the BR parlays.
Yeah, look at this, boys. See this guy here, Dante DiVincenzo? Look, He's having a Tony Snell tribute game. No rebounds, no assists, no steals, no blocks, no points, 17 minutes played. What a shout out to Tony Snell. You remember that game?
What?
Do you remember that Tony Snell game?
Yeah.
37 minutes, no points, rebounds, assists, steals, or blocks. And Divisional doesn't have a turnover. So he's really doing stuff out there.
Yeah, at least he's doing something.
Yeah. So just figured that'd be nice to show. Yeah. You got anything else, brother?
Go Birds. We're about to put the Giants in a pack this weekend.
Yep.
Score prediction. 34-18. I think it's close, like in the first quarter. Then the Eagles are going to put it on them.
I'm going to say 27-21 Eagles. Mm-hmm.
I respect it.
Family matters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think they have a chance to put 30 on them.
I do too. Mm-hmm. I just think both run games, slow down the clock. I mean, speed up the clock, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, key for the Giants is controlling clock.
Yep.
Getting the run game going.
Mm-hmm.
And working play action.
Wish they could if Jonathan Gannon sells and doesn't play Jordan Davis as much as he should.
Well, I mean, he also has Ndamukong Suh and Linval Joseph, so he doesn't have to really rely on Jordan Davis, but...
True. Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. You already know what it is.
That being said.
Yeah, with that being said, it's the Day One Pod.
Okay.
Another day, another dollar.
Mm-hmm.
You know where you can get to this pod on YouTube, on a boat, on a bus, on a plane, on
blah 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 blah.
On an asteroid, while you're fishing, while you're hunting, you know what I'm saying?
While you're in Cancun.
While you're in Cancun. 1, 2, 3. Quick and painless, brother. Easy, sweet. Yeah, guys, we'll be back probably not before this weekend of slates, but I'm home Saturday and Sunday off of work, so I will be watching these games very closely. I'll be watching,
but I won't be off.
Yep. So, yeah. I'm Kyle. That's my dog, Anthony, over there. We'll catch you on the next one.
Peace.